So far we've been talking about idolatry, and it's been kind of abstract. But Kyle, in the lecture last night, you gave a really wonderful way of just looking at social media. And so when we think about social media, can you help me understand how it might be idolatrous?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one of the platforms that I've been thinking about lately is Instagram. And Instagram in relation to or juxtaposed to Snapchat, just kind of observing the features and practice of it among my students, undergrad students, and high school students through the Spirituality and Leadership Institute that I direct. Yeah, I mean, it seems like there is a culture on Instagram of how we use it, how we practice it, that invites selfies. And I think many of us recognize that on Instagram we see more selfies than we do on Facebook or Twitter, for example. And so there's just this practice. I mean, for a young user coming on, that's what they're going to encounter is selfies. But I also think that if we have sort of a lens for idolatry and idolizing, there are things going on with the features of these platforms that I think some invite idolatry more than others, perhaps. What's interesting to me on Instagram is not only the practice of selfies, but the features on Instagram which invite the presentation of myself, or the presentation of where I am and what I'm doing. And of course, I mean, I think this is where it could become an icon in that these features, which I'll mention here in a second, these features, Instagram is so photographic, right? I mean, it really, there is an art to it, but that art doesn't, it could point back this way or it could point beyond. So there's that idol icon possibility. But it's interesting to me that there's features in Instagram that, the image, when you open that app, the image is the first thing that you see. And just below it is, do I like this? Do I want to comment on this? And then there's how many users liked this or viewed this. And then there's the caption. Now, that strikes me as interesting because it's almost inviting me to sort of affectively jump into the photo before I know anything else. And I think this would resonate with those who use Instagram on a daily basis. You don't look at the handle, you don't look at the user, you don't really look at the caption, you just look at the photo, and if you like the photo. Right? And so, I think there's that encounter in using it. But then, of course, as we were talking about last night, young people feel pulled into this culture and these features where I want to get more likes this time than I did last time. I want to get more views this time more than last time, and stressing over the caption. And is it a good caption? And I also think it's interesting that when posting a photo, you have so many filters, so many filter options, and it's almost like a gatekeeper before you can post it, right? So, I think that does something to us. We become aware, like, is this perfect before I post it? Which gets into that idea of it. I think it's inculcating this awareness of presentation. Have I done enough to make this likable?
And what am I presenting myself for? What am I looking for in that presentation?
Yeah, I was thinking in sort of a bodily way. It's like the idolizing is I post this picture, hey guys, come take a look at this. Do you like this? Right? Versus I post this picture to sort of reach outside of myself, this sort of thing.
Yeah. And what do you think we're looking for when we want it to be liked?
affirmation,
Yeah.
which I think,
Yeah.
harkens back to what we've said about Augustine and rest. I think we're looking for rest and affirmation. And we're looking for others to be, in a sense, to inhabit the space of Creator, which could bestow rest and joy and delight, which we're not going to get from
because unfortunately they're a bit fickle.
Yeah.
Unlike the God of the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's powerful.